I think I want to begin maybe where the gentleman from the 18th ended a little while ago and start with some thank yous. I want to thank the Fiscal Bureau, the members of the committee on both sides of the aisle, and especially our staff. Crafting these budgets is really an incredible amount of work, an incredible time commitment. And while it certainly is, as the gentleman from the 41st said, a great honor, it's also an awesome responsibility that I know we all take very seriously to represent all the members of our caucus and help them represent their constituents well when this budget is crafted. So I want to thank the entire committee and all of our staff. As I was thinking about this bill for the last, 7 hours and 39 minutes of debate now, I kept going back to something that was said, I think, over 7 hours ago when we were tabling amendments, and a member from the other side of the aisle said, "We can cut taxes and invest in priorities both." You're darn right we can. That is what we have done in all 4 budgets that I've been on this committee. Republican leadership has cut taxes and invested in priorities. And in this budget, we do it big time. Why do we do it big time? Because we had, you may have heard, a historic surplus, Mr. Speaker, which allowed us then to make a historic tax cut and historic investments in our priorities. So how do we identify those priorities? You've heard it mentioned already. And no, it wasn't by being dragged by the governor or the other side of the aisle, as some like to claim. It's by doing our jobs. It's by listening to the people of Wisconsin, whether it be the JFC listening sessions, the 180 local listening sessions that we had in our own districts. I had 9 in mine. Or the thousands of meetings that members of this legislature took in the last couple of months in our offices and in our districts, with constituents, with interest groups, all kinds of feedback from the people of Wisconsin. That's who crafted this budget. That's why this budget is made for Wisconsin, because it's crafted by the people of Wisconsin. So we have key investments in a number of areas: K-12 education, health care, roads and bridges, public safety, criminal justice system, workforce, corrections, local government with a bipartisan shared revenue bill. And yes, on top of all of that investment is a historic tax cut because we collected too much. This is the people's money. And I know, I talked about this in the committee, this is a stark contrast between the two parties. Mr. Speaker, the other side of the aisle believes they know better. Government is the solution. Give us your money, we will spend it. But our side believes it's your money. We trust you. You will spend that money better, and we are going to send it back to you in this historic tax cut. This is a budget made for all of Wisconsin, and I hope the governor recognizes that. But he's been making some comments in the last few days threatening a veto. It should be clear that a veto of this budget means preventing the largest increase in shared revenue in a generation. A veto of this budget means denying new funding through K-12 schools throughout our state, money that they tell us they need. A veto of this budget means blocking targeted road assistance for agricultural roads, something the governor's been bragging about on social media. A veto of this budget means stopping access to a fair and speedy trial, those key investments in a criminal justice system. A veto of this budget means denying important employee raises, some of which will actually be wage losses because there's temporary money right now in places like corrections and other 24/7 facilities. A veto of this budget means blocking support for our healthcare systems. Key parts of our state that have been severely challenged through the COVID pandemic and are still trying to claw out of that. A veto of this budget means continuing failed policies at the Department of Safety and Professional Services and not bringing in the additional staff that this budget allows. And maybe most importantly, a veto of this budget means denying the people of Wisconsin their money. We collected too much, it should be going back to them. So yes, we can cut taxes and invest in priorities. This bill does exactly that. This is the opportunity to do that. Vote for this bill, a budget made for Wisconsin. The vote is green.